Law Simplified with Justice, the new informative, educative, and thought-provoking program is what you need to keep abreast with law and politics. This exciting and truly refreshing program is anchored by Justice Maduforo, a solicitor.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a soul-searching discussion here with my colleague. We've been dissecting sole responsibility under the individual rule, those under 18 and those above 18 years of age as well.
Law Simplified with Justice understands that law is a powerful driver to human behavior. It is therefore poised to simplify the law and get you to take action.
Bring it to your doorstep and simplify it the way that you will understand.
Contact Justice by calling 07931 727 597 or email lawsimplifiedwithjustice@yahoo.co.uk. Law Simplified with Justice, bringing the best to the audience.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I welcome you to Law Simplified with Justice, your regular and favorite show. This is the day, the 23rd of January 2012. At 7:30 exactly, this program comes your way. As you know, I bring the very best of the topics to discuss with you, ranging from criminal law to immigration law to employment law and to contract law. Today, I'm going to be discussing with you, with my guest today, what criminal law is, very specialized area, and which applies to you. Yes, I mean you. As you watch me on the show, this topic applies to you, to everybody. It's a criminal law we're going to be discussing, and the topic today is money laundering. Money laundering is a very, very important topic in the life of every individual, the economy, or the nation. And it's important that the legislations have been put out there to protect this and to stamp out this offense. Today, there are so many areas of the money laundering aspect which people may want to involved in. That money laundering involves organizations and individuals, particularly for this occasion in this particular program. I'll be discussing with my guests money laundering that affects individuals and in the show. Ladies and gentlemen, I have with me to discuss this is Mr. Stephen Fitzpatrick. Mr. Fitzpatrick is a counsel. You're welcome to the show.
Good morning, Justin. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. Actually, the evening now we have. Okay, right. Thank you. We just started in a lighter mood to introduce this topic called money laundering. And obviously the name itself gives it out. The definition is very clear as to what money laundering is. It is a very serious offense that individuals come into contact, individuals commit without even knowing. Knowingly or not knowingly, they commit this offense. And that is why it's important that you tune in and you listen to this program. At the end of the day, this line will be open to have you call and your suggestions, and we will take it on from there. Now, I want to ask my guest, who is very eager to go on in this topic, which I know this is going to be the part 1 of this money laundering. Next week, I'll be rolling out to discuss part 2 of money laundering, and it's very important that you always tune in to follow the segments. Straight away, Mr. Fitzpatrick, money laundering, what is it?
Thank you, Justin. It's a very wide offence. People often don't realise quite how wide the scope of money laundering is. In its very simplest form, it's simply converting criminal property from one form to another. That can take many, many forms in itself. That could be as simple as money being paid into your bank account. In recent days, particularly with the recession that we have, you do find there's a lot more examples of money laundering taking place. Someone might provide an opportunity, say, I don't have a bank account, could you perhaps store this money in your bank account so I can purchase some property? If you have any knowledge or suspicion that money going into your accounts may be the benefit of criminal conduct, that is enough for you to be arrested and potentially convicted of the offence of money laundering.
Right. That's quite a very scary one. You made an instance there. The issue about money laundering obviously had to deal with the government, especially in the United Kingdom, and obviously I'm aware the whole wide world, every government have made sure that they put in place money laundering regulations to deal with these issues internally within the country and also externally. For the purpose of this program, we're talking about the United Kingdom, for instance, now, setting up and dealing with issues of offense of money laundering offense. Now, how many offenses that can come out from money laundering each instance? For instance, you've just made the instance of somebody paying money to someone's account, and the person ought to know what the position is. What are the offenses that can be derived from money laundering offenses?
Well, there are several offences. There's assisting another person in retaining the proceeds of criminal activity. So that could be many things. It could be an innocent favour to a family member, a distant relative, a close relative.
Right.
Many money laundering offences stem out of other offences. So someone may ask you to simply look after a small amount of cash, or even just leave that cash in your property. And you may not know, but you may suspect that does come from criminal activity.
Right.
And that would be enough that will need to be looked into.
That's a very important one there. And obviously, in my practice, I've dealt with, and I'm still dealing with some few matters that had to deal with assisting others to retain this, money. Obviously, the word assisting and the word to retain is a very important thing. And in terms of assisting someone, you made mention of friends, brothers, sisters. Can that actually amount to an offense if one have assisted a brother or sister or friend, a close relative, to retain something that, they thought, probably, let me use the word, at the moment they weren't aware that it is a criminal property. Is that offense to that?
Well, yes, it is. I mean, assisting is a very wide word. And obviously it's just simply an opinion, not advice. But it can cover many, many, many things. The smallest role of one individual could bring you within the scope of assisting. And then you find that you would also be under the eyes of the law and the criminal investigation.
Right, so assisting there. So ladies and gentlemen, as you know, this program gives opinion. This program don't give any legal advice. And whatever we do say on this show is purely the opinion of the guests on the show. And you should not and must not act on them. But rather you must seek proper independent legal advice before you can act on them. The number is on the screen. I am a solicitor, and I've been dealing with matters of this nature for ages. So if you want to seek more detailed instruction and advice in this respect, give me a call on the number on the screen, and send me an email, and I'll be glad to assist you or come to the office to take more detailed instruction and deal with the matter from there. The lines will be open. So that you may want to call us to ask about this question. As I said earlier on, it's going to be our opinion. So we're not going to give legal advice here. Those we cannot assist to deal with, we ask you to get to the office to deal with this. Are you the one passing through money laundering investigation or procedure in court, in the magistrate court or in the crown court? It is important for you to know how to annex your case. Are you still on the investigation? Take the number on the screen, give me a call, and I'll get it to the office to take more detailed instructions from you and take it from there. Do you know someone who is passing through this already in the crown court, in the magistrate court, that you feel they need more solid advice or for more robust representation? Give them my number. It's on the screen there, and I will be very glad to get it to the office to deal with this matter. I'm still discussing with Mr. Fitzpatrick in relation to this offense of called money laundering, and as he rightly said, assisting another to retain the crime, to retain benefit of crime. This is very important here. And also the other part of it, which I wanted to put through, is that of acquiring possession and use of criminal proceeds, and then that of concealing or transferring proceeds to another person to avoid persecution, and on that of failure to disclose knowledge or suspicion of money laundering, and that of tipping off. So these are 5 key offenses that stream from money laundering offenses. Now, for the purpose of this, we're dealing with the assisting another to retain the benefit of crime. Now, you've given a very practical example of someone who accepts money from someone into his account, and then thereafter. Now, what in a situation where this person has been arrested, and then investigation commences, what are the defense? Obviously, prosecution has now commenced. What are the defenses to this offense? Because it's not just the offense has been committed. There must be a defense. What are the defenses to this offense?
Certainly, there are defences, but they're quite difficult and involve lots of investigation. The prosecution have to prove that the person knew or suspected the money to be the proceeds of crime, benefit from criminal conduct. So in order to defend, it must be shown that you didn't know or suspect. But the difficulty here compared to other offences is suspect. Suspicion is a very wide term.
Wide term, yeah.
Most offences in the UK require knowledge of some sort, but suspicion is very difficult. But if you can show that obviously you didn't suspect or didn't know that this was the proceeds of crime, then that could be one of the defences for you.
Right, that's one of the defences. So, lack of knowledge, as you rightly put in there, is one of the defences that I'm not aware that this money I've received or this property I've received is, proceeds of crime or criminal property, so to say. And that is a defence.
Simplified with Justice, the new informative, educative, and thought-provoking program is what you need to keep abreast with law and politics. This exciting and truly refreshing program is anchored by Justice Maduforo, a solicitor.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a soul-searching discussion here with my colleague. We've been dissecting sole responsibility under the immigration rule, those under 18 and those above 18 years of age as well.
Law Simplified with Justice understands that law is a powerful driver to human behavior. It is therefore poised to simplify the law and get you to take action.
We'll bring it to your doorstep as simplified, the way that you will understand.
Contact Justice by calling 07931 727 597 or email lawsimplifiedwithjustice@yahoo.co.uk. Law Simplified with Justice, bringing the best to the